This is my Apprentice, and I put the float set on it this weekend because I was hoping to fly him at the float fly, but the float fly got cancelled due to the stormy weather yesterday. But that's the float set on him. Now I've got him propped up like this because I'm going to turn him on in a minute. I've got a battery in him, and ideally you want him, if you're going to be using the safe, you want him level in a flying attitude when you turn him on, not the way he sits on the float. And there he goes. Now I've got a 3200 battery in him. I've got the drone view on him. I should have put a camera on the Beaver. I just didn't think. We'll start the drone view recording, all being well. With the drone views on his tail, a bit awkward to do because he's got control rods coming over the tail on both sides, so there's no easy way of putting the drone view on where it's not sort of a bit obstructed by the rods. But anyway, we'll try. Here we go. Famous last words. Yes, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the drone view says it's recording now.
Throttle cut off.
Throttle cut on. Big enough propeller. And we'll try and get hold of him. Now, of course, I'm not on water now. I'm going to try and take him off on the grass. Apparently, he will take off on the grass with the floats. I mean, the water rudder there is sprung. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that. It doesn't work all that well in the first place, but still, it does work, of course. It's a devil of a job to put these on as well. Putting the floats on this guy it takes a long while because you've got to take him half apart. You've got to take the propeller off and take the cowling off and take all the front wheel, not just take the front wheel off, but take the plate and everything out. It's a convoluted business. Now that's certainly pushing back in the grass. But I've seen video of people taking these off the grass, so supposedly they work. Generally speaking, he has plenty of power. He's got like a 15 size motor in, and despite his size, he's not a terribly heavy plane.
Throttle cut off.
Up elevator. Famous last words. Do we not? I may not have enough power, but I've seen people do it, but I don't seem to be having enough power to take him off. Not that's going to make any difference to the power, but we may not be flying today after all. Oh yes, I think we are. Whoa. But I had to give him a little push to get him started on the... Once he's started, it makes a big difference once you're already moving. But I did have to give him a little push on the tail to get him started moving across the grass with those floats. It's pretty wet this morning. Grass is on the short side. I believe Dave was out here mowing it yesterday. It looks like it. Good opportunity since nobody would have been flying. The weather was the wind. It was fine. It was fine and warm, but the wind was crazy. So nobody would have been trying to fly, I don't think. First time, no, it's not the first time I've flown this guy with the floats. Seems to be going rather slowly. First time I've flown him with the floats this year.
Time remaining. 30.
The last time I had him out here was to look for the Concendo. I lost my Concendo. The Apprentice tends to be, with the wheels normally, tends to be my go-to plane for, something fair-sized and stable to fly for utility purposes. So I had him out here. We're in stabilized mode now, aren't we?
Intermediate mode. Experienced mode.
I had him out here flying him in patterns backwards and forwards across that field across the way there with a camera mounted underneath him pointing down to search for the Concendo that I lost over there. And I did manage to find it. It was in the hedge, and I saw the white dot and got it back. I've got video up of that. But I will say the floats do seem to make him a bit on the more sluggish side. I always felt this plane had tons of power flying it with the wheels, but I mean, he feels okay, but he doesn't feel as if he's got tons of power exactly with the floats on. I've flown him off water with these floats just once, I think. I only got them last summer or whatever. Definitely feels a bit on the sluggish side, though. Of course, I wasn't anywhere near at full throttle. Not in the air there, I was at full throttle when I took off because I had to be to get him moving, but yeah, I mean, he's got a reasonable amount of power, but he doesn't feel as if he's got oodles of power. I always feel this guy feels as if he's got plenty of power to spare, pretty much, without the floats, but with the floats he feels a little bit more as if he's using all his power, really. Oh, there's Fred, I think. I know I was supposed to be meeting Fred here this morning, and I just heard a car door slam. Reminds me of Big Yellow Taxi. Late last night I heard that screen door slam, that is, though, but anyway. Anyway, so I'm sure that's Fred coming to, we're gonna do a little fixed wing. He's just transitioning from multi-rotors to fixed wing, so we're gonna see what we can do about a little fixed wing flying with him. Yeah, the control, it's a little harder to control this guy with the floats on. Not, nothing unpleasant or really difficult, but I mean, he doesn't respond, doesn't have as much power, and he doesn't respond to the controls as nimbly as he would without the floats, but that's to be expected, I suppose. All being well, the float, they've rescheduled the float fly in 3 weeks, the last weekend of the month. So let's hope we get some good weather there. Oh yeah, now you can fly this guy for ages with a good battery. I've got the timer set to 14 minutes. That is actually quite conservative. My hat's coming off. I'm gonna put him back in stabilized mode and see if I can put my hat back on straight. Oh well, this was just a demo and Fred's here now. I might as well bring him in, really. He can certainly fly with the floats on, and he can fly on off water with the floats on, like a lot of planes. Of course, he's got a big wing. You've got to make sure you don't get the wind under his wing to tip him over in the water and all that, but, he's fine. Whoa. See, now I misjudged there. It was okay, it was fine, but I didn't realize I was about to touch the ground there. I was surprised when those floats touched the ground. No, certainly not going to try and taxi him on floats, he wouldn't. He will taxi okay on his undercarriage, for sure. But not on grass, but not on the floats. Yeah, no, I was surprised when those floats touched the ground there, because I thought I was still a few inches above the ground when they touched. It just goes to show I misjudge quite often. Anyway, so we hope everything's working okay. Yes, there's Fred getting his... He's just bought the Champ S Plus, an excellent first trainer plane for someone flying fixed wing. This, of course, is also an excellent first trainer plane for someone flying fixed wing if you want to go with a full-size trainer. But Champ S Plus is a good sort of compromise. It's not too big, not too small. Oh, that's Fred's, I guess. Okay, so... let's try and stop the drone view. Okay, there's the drone view stopped. We've got throttle cut on, so I like the way they got the switch on this plane. It's so much nicer to have a switch rather than having to muck around taking the battery off. Okay, so I think we're good, and we didn't fly very long there, really, but anyway, it's working okay. And we'll turn that off, and we'll switch the camera off.